All right, guys, welcome back again to the channel. So we have some very serious issues to worry about right now in the Super Eagles camp, and it's the fact that we have a couple of our players who have now been reported injured. And again, this is the worst time to hear this kind of news. It's the worst time to have injury updates because obviously we know that we have two games coming up in less than 2 weeks, and these games are important games. They are a must-win match. They are must-win matches for us. If we are to qualify for the World Cup series. But I mean, it's what it is. At the end of the day, you cannot predict what's going to happen in the next minutes, and sadly, that's the situation for us right now. So, Stanley Nwabali is a major doubt right now going into these games because he has reported injured. Although the severity of the injury has not been communicated by Chipa United, because they are still trying to run some tests and do some diagnostics and all of that before they will be able to tell us or tell the public how long this injury is going to be. But again, Stanley Nwabali, featured for Chipa United early this week. That's when he had that injury, and he was substituted in the 35th minute of the match. And afterwards, he was seen limping behind the touchline, and it didn't really look good. The way I saw it, it did not really look good. But we have to be hopeful. By the grace of God, he's going to recover quickly and then, give us that strong presence when it comes to the goalkeeping department. Because if you take away Stanley Nwabali right now, it's going to be very difficult. I don't see any of the other options being invited uh, as trusted options. I'm not saying they are not good. I'm not saying they cannot step in and hold their own. But at the end of the day, there will still be there will still be gambling. Like if Nwabali is not there, picking any of these other options is going to be a gamble because we've not seen them represent the men's national team uh, right now. And again, we don't have Okoye at that position because obviously he was not called up because of the betting scandal. Um, but we'll see what happens as it stands now. If you take a look at the list again, you'd see that the options that we have there in the provisional squad are Amos Obasogie, Adebayo Adele, and the 15 years old Ebenezer Hakot. These are the guys that we have, and it might be a chance for one of them to prove themselves if Wabali doesn't recover quickly. But aside from Wabali, we still have, the likes of Akor Adams, who is now reported injured, rather, by his club side, Sevilla. They released a statement a few hours ago confirming that Akor Adams will be out for a number of days due to injury. So, in a statement released by Sevilla FC to the public, they said neither Ruben Vargas nor Akor Adams were on the field with the group. The Swiss player carried out specific training in the gym, while the Nigerian is suffering from an ankle injury to the long abductor muscle in his left thigh and will miss the match against Girona. So that Girona game is coming up this weekend, and I mean next week is the match for is the international break where we have these players come home to represent. So it's almost almost certain right now that Aquadam is not going to take part of these games, and um, it's going to be a shame because obviously this man had long awaited for him to get caught up by the Super Eagles. He had been fighting for it. He has been putting all his efforts trying to impress, to be seen, and right now he finally gets seen and gets invited. But it's unfortunate that he might not make it, to this one. So if Akko Adams doesn't make it, I don't think it's going to affect us as much as it would affect us if Nwabali doesn't make it, because obviously in the attacking areas we have a lot of talents, proven talents for that matter, and these guys are still very much capable. And thank goodness they are not injured. The Victor Osimhen, the Samuel Chukwueze, the Ademola Lukman. Although Ademola Lukman hasn't been in action, he's been kind of here and there, trying to settle his transfer, but he's been training personally, so I think he should look good to represent. So this is why I feel that Akor Adams is not going to be a big miss for us, even though we are excited to see the kind of impact that he would have on the national team, for the first time. But sadly for him, he's going to probably sit this one out and then hope to come back stronger. But moving on, guys, we have some, interesting transfer updates right now. Uche Santos, of course, we've been talking about him a couple of days now. He's nearing a move away from the La Liga into the um, EPL with Wolverhampton Wanderers, already tabling around 20 million euros total package to get him to come over to the UK. But there seems to be some sort of what's it called, hijacking situation going on now, because we've over the last couple of hours we've seen a couple of club sides show interest in the deal just when it was about to be closed. The likes of Crystal Palace joined the deal. Apparently they want to sign Chrysanthus to replace Eze, who went to Arsenal. This is now their plan. They are really serious as well. They want to offset this deal. They are even willing to pay to match the price, or maybe even pay slightly more than Wolverhampton Wanderers are willing to pay. But it's not just them. We've also seen, some club sides in the Serie A who have now expressed interest. I think Como is the latest. Como, being coached by Sex Fabregas, is the latest to show interest in Uche Santos. And again, when too many clubs are showing interest on one player, the club that wants to sell the player, they tend to hold on for a little bit and do small guy to see how they are going to make the most of it, how they are going to take advantage of the situation and make the most money from the bidding war going on between these clubs. So that's what Getafe are doing right now. But as far as whether they are going to sell him, the owner or the president of Getafe has maintained his stance. He's still insisting that Uche Santos is going to be sold, but the what makes me angry with him is that he's saying that it's not his fault that he's selling Uche Santos. He's making it look like it's not his fault. He says that it's La Liga fault, the rules and everything, that they have to balance the books and all of that. But they love Uche Santos, but they have to sell him because La Liga is forcing them to sell him. That is what the man is saying. In his words, he said, "We are only selling Crisanto Uche to Wolves because of La Liga. We have to sell. We are ruining La Liga by continuously selling. I'm forced to sell him. I have no other choice. Tomorrow he undergoes a medical and the deal is signed with Wolverhampton." That is what he said. His name is Angel Torres. But apparently, when he released this statement, it was Wolverhampton Wanderers that were showing the most interest. But right now, as I said, there've been a couple of club sides who are now vying to buy Uche Santos, the Crystal Palace and the Comos and the likes. And then on the player side now, there are like two accounts that have been reported. One is saying that Uche Santos actually turned down the opportunity to join Wolverhampton Wanderers and insisted that he wants to stay with Getafe to improve. And then another account is saying that um the reason Uche Santos is turning down Wolverhampton Wanderers is because um he doesn't like the personal terms, things like that. He doesn't really see it as too favorable to him, which is why he opted to turn it down. But if it's whether he wants to make that move to EPL, he's really interested in playing in the EPL, but maybe he just doesn't like the deal, on a personal level. To him, he feels like it's more profitable for the club and it's less profitable for him as a player. But we'll see what happens, guys. Again, aside from Uche Santos, Samuel Chukwueze is also very close to joining the EPL, this time with Fulham Football Club. And this deal has also been lingering on for a while. It was reported in the last couple of hours. I thought that by now it should have been over. And then we see Samuel Chukwueze travel to do his medical with Fulham to join his fellow Nigerian teammates, Alex Iwobi and Kevin Bassi. But it's still not done yet, but based on the report, the conversation is really, really heated up right now, so it could be happening anytime soon. And as far as the deal is concerned, It's reported that AC Milan are saying they want to sell him for around 25 million euros, and Fulham are really determined to meet up this deal, this transfer clause that AC Milan are asking. But initially, they wanted loan move and the possibility of making it permanent. But AC Milan are saying, no, we don't want to deal on loan. We want you to buy him on a permanent basis. Take it away from us. We don't want him to, you know, to go halfway. We want you to sign him completely. And then we have Giftoban, who has now joined Hellas Verona from Hoffenheim on a season-long loan with an option to make it permanent from next season. Giftoban will now play in the Serie A, after previously joining Hoffenheim from Lyon. He will hope to make a good season this year, and then hopefully cement a permanent move to the club and start a new phase of his career. And then there's also some update concerning Tolu. This man is also edging close to moving to the EPL right at this point. The report is that he has even agreed a 5-year contract with Wolverhampton Wanderers to join them this season. But the only stumbling block right now is club to club agreement. So Wolverhampton Wanderers are still negotiating with Genk KRC Football Club, that's the parent club of Tolu Arokodare. And the fee that Genk are asking from Wolverhampton is around 20 million euros. Would they be able to meet up this fee? Would they be able to pay up this fee, for Tolu Akodare? Only time will tell. Of course, this is definitely going to be a perfect opportunity for Tolu to come into the Premiership and then, shine under Wolverhampton Wanderers and then use that as a ladder to go to a bigger club. We've seen that happen a lot of times. We'll see what happens. The next few hours is going to be very interesting to see how things play out for our players, especially the ones that are intending to move into the EPL right now. It looks very close, yet it's still very far away. We all know how the transfer market gets sometimes, but we'll keep updates on that and then see what happens and we'll talk about it on the channel.